Hi, and welcome to TRiBE's Toolbox, where you will find tips, tricks and stories by Black women for Black women. My name's Ebony and I'm a yoga teacher. I started my journey about 5 years ago just practicing by myself in my living room, and now I'm a qualified yoga instructor. I teach regularly at the Adidas studio in Brick Lane and other studios around London, and that's all around being a full-time primary school teacher. In this episode, we will discuss yoga and how it can enhance your self-care routine. Yoga is clearing the mind through movement. So essentially it's a move-in meditation and taking some time out, whether you've got 2 minutes or 2 hours, to flow through a series of poses focusing on your breath. Power yoga, which is a much more fast-paced, dynamic class. There's yin, which is a more restorative, slow-paced class where you're stretching and holding poses for longer periods of time. There's hot yoga, which is doing yoga in a room of about 40-degree heat, which gets very sweaty. There's also vinyasa, which is my preferred style to practice and teach, which is a lot more creative and flowy. I find it to be a whole body workout, toning the core, working on balance, strength. There are a variety of benefits to yoga. I think a forward fold is one of my favourite poses for a moment of self-care. It's a nice stretch for the hamstrings, and it's just a way to zone out because your head's down and you focus on nothing else but yourself. I found it challenging starting to teach yoga because I do work full-time as a primary school teacher. So in terms of taking care of myself and making sure I'm not kind of running myself into the ground, making myself ill, making sure that I have time to practice my self-care as well as my full-time job and teaching yoga on the side. So I found that quite challenging. Also, just in terms of being the only Black woman in a space, I wouldn't say that I found it difficult, but it's definitely felt kind of awkward at times. But it's something that I've pushed through and not allowed it to put me off. When I first started practicing yoga, I became very aware quite quickly that there was a lack of diversity in the yoga community. So I'd go to classes and I'd be the only Black woman in the room. And even as a yoga teacher, that still tends to be the case. And I think it's really important for Black women to be visible in yoga, just to encourage other Black women to get involved. I think it's really important for Black women as well as anyone else to take that time out. The first one would be to try it at home. There are lots of YouTube accounts, websites and Instagram accounts that can help you along with this journey. Second would be to find a class that suits you. So there are millions of yoga teachers out there. It's about finding someone that you vibe with, that you connect with, that you sort of reflect and see yourself in, and a class that you enjoy, most importantly. And the third tip would be that it's just about you. Be yourself, not worrying about what it looks like, worrying about falling over or what anyone else around you is doing. Just about zoning out, getting into yourself and taking that moment for yourself. Thanks for joining us for this episode of TRiBE's Toolbox. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below and tell us what you've learnt from this video, and don't forget to check out the other videos on the TRiBE Toolbox.